I started in Japan as a professional 30 years ago. I was here as a child. I was born in Japan and grew up here until I was 7, and came as a young banker in the 1980s, and I've been in and out of Japan for 30 years now. And these days I run a small investment firm, and we're involved in finance, we're involved in hedge funds and private equity funds and renewable energy. And I decided to join the ACCJ 3 years ago, and I've really enjoyed the experience. Well, I'd heard about it for many years, and some of the leaders like Ernie Olson and other people had always been encouraging me, but I'd been a busy investment banker and maybe too self-important, and now that I'm running a small company, I'm trying to benefit from other ideas and other models. And so I first heard a great speech, a talk on a very dry topic called Fatka by David Nichols. And I was so impressed, and I asked him where he learned about it, and he said that he learned about it at the ACCJ. So I joined, and I joined to learn. But the surprising thing is all the things that I didn't know. It's fun. There's all sorts of useful business contacts. There's all sorts of useful people that I've met. I get a lens on policy. But the most surprising thing was that I had something to contribute as well. And so I've gotten involved in committee work, and that's been really exciting. So I joined to learn, and I've stayed because it's been involving, and it's been quite exciting. Well, it's a great way to stay informed. So we're involved in renewable energy. There's lots of policy changes. So we get to interact with METI. We get to understand what the U.S. Embassy thinks, and the U.S. Embassy has representatives on some of the committees, and we get their perspective on policy and what's going on. We can also have great programs. I think people get the chance to hear Jesper Cole regularly, or Kathy Matsui, or some of the business leaders are great things. Finally, it's not the major reason I joined, but there's great social networking. There are some surprising benefits. For example, many people don't know that finance is, whether it's in Japan or America, around the world, is mostly men. So I've gotten to meet women leaders, business leaders, which I don't meet often in finance. So people from Jay Ponosecki to Ruth Ann Jarman, but also Roy Ann Doy. I also get to meet people that are in other industries, in nuclear power, in healthcare, in government affairs. And so that broadens my circle. I've made some client contacts, but I think the social networking side has been interesting. And it's been kind of, I don't have an MBA, but one person has described working on an ACCJ committee as kind of like an international MBA, because you get to work with leadership, you get to work with committees, you have to learn about compromise, you learn about getting things done. It's been interesting also to, it's a very level playing field. Anyone can join the ACCJ, and it's very interesting to me to interact with senior people who are not my client, I'm not their client, and to interact with people around something which is not about their company or my company, but it's about the ACCJ. So that's been a great level playing field, and it's been a gift that keeps giving. I've been quite surprised, and I learn something new and meet interesting people all the time. I think that there are, it's wonderful to be part of a well-regarded organization. I didn't know how well it was regarded by the embassy, by other chambers of commerce, by the Japanese government. Regularly, parts of the Japanese government interact with the committees that I'm sitting on. And it's clear that the long history developed over many years by many leaders, that this is a well-regarded organization. And I think it's got bulk and prestige and status that I didn't know about. And I think it's an honor to be a part of it, and I look forward to contributing. Again, I found things about myself that I didn't know I had to contribute. And so it's opened up, it's been a great learning experience, and I hope to contribute more.